On to that, back to our top story of the week, and that is the fourth GOP presidential debate on the Fox Business Network tomorrow. Joining me right now from our studio in New York is Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch. Lieutenant Governor, good to have you on the program. Thanks so much for joining us.
The great irony here is the fact that you are there in Milwaukee and I am here in your studio in New York. So welcome to town.
Thank you very much. It is a real irony. Well, listen, let me ask you this about the state in particular and in terms of the economic backdrop here. You've got lots of people in the audience, about 3,000 plus in the audience here. What do you think they're thinking about given the economic backdrop of Wisconsin today?
Well, you're going to talk about the economy, and obviously there are so many Americans who care deeply about making sure that we continue to make a great economic recovery. Wisconsinites are no different, but I think Wisconsinites would like to hear from the candidates tonight about what folks would do in order to fill what we call the skills gap. In Wisconsin, we have about 100,000 open jobs, and yet our employers, about 70% of them, according to our State Chamber of Commerce, still say that their biggest worry is finding people with the right skill sets in order to fill their existing jobs. And so it's an interesting problem. I'm curious to hear how the potential presidents of the United States would solve that problem.
Yeah, it's a problem across the country for sure, but specifically looking at this town, Milwaukee, the unemployment rate is higher than the rest of the country. To what do you attribute the lagging performance in terms of keeping up with the rest of the country on job creation?
Well, you're talking about Milwaukee specifically. If you look at Wisconsin as a whole, our unemployment rate is 4.3%, considerably lower than the federal unemployment rate. But in Milwaukee, we have an issue particularly with African-American men. About 50% today are unemployed. And so I would love to hear the candidates speak on criminal justice reform and how we can get folks the training they need in order to get the jobs they want for bright futures. We want everyone to be able to live the American dream. I'd love to hear folks talk on that.
Go ahead, Anthony. Madam Governor, what would be one of the policies that you would recommend to one of these Republican candidates to implement to help with this problem?
Well, you know that you can reduce recidivism at the same time that you get folks the job training they need in order to get jobs once they return to their communities. And in Wisconsin, about 97% of our offenders will return to their communities. If they get the job training they need while they are still inside our correctional institutions, we've got great potential to get folks back into society, assimilate, reduce recidivism, and turn people into taxpayers. Now you're moving two different levers. You're reducing the number of people you have on entitlement programs. At the same time, you're increasing the number of people you have paying taxes and giving people the dignity of work.
Lieutenant Governor, good to have you on the program. Thanks so much.
Yeah, stay in Milwaukee long as you like.
Thank you. Next time I hope we could see you here or me there. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much.